Okay, here we are. We back on the big stage over at Dick's Sporting Goods podcast. Come on, man. I don't know if y'all know this, but I've got a podcast coming up that I'm super excited to talk about. You know, I appreciate you subscribing. Yeah, we say, you know, this next one is really, really near and dear to my heart. It's got a host that's charismatic, funny, talented, maybe 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, whatever. I call him me. You guys can call me Cam. yeah, bring this on in, baby. And here we are with Off the Edge, the podcast. MC the host. Hey, I'm just so excited for you guys to see this live. Sitting here in New York, Off the Edge, the podcast, and me, your host, Cam Jordan. I'd like to bring in my talented guest, Miss Sheryl Swoopes. Swoopes. Come on. I tell her swoop, there it is. Okay. I'm so excited to have you here. I mean, come on. Just a living legend herself. Before I any questions, I just want to give you your flowers now. Everything you do has been amazing. You're a trendsetter. You know, one of the first WNBA contracts ever, right?
Yeah. The contracts then were a little different than they are now.
Yeah, like, what does that mean? Like, when,
a little bit.
As a kid, like as an NFL player, I know like contracts are just like regular negotiations. For you as a WNBA player at one point in time, to be like one of the first to get a contract, how did that happen? Were y'all just playing for free?
First of all, let me just say, like, I am super honored to be on your show.
I appreciate that.
Like here in, Fanatics Fest, where you could have had anybody, I am truly honored. But I will say this, when the WNBA first started in '97, there really was no negotiating a contract. It was, here's what your contract is, this is what we're gonna pay you. And we were just happy and excited to be able to have a league to play in, period.
So you was just like, I'll take whatever you give me? Thanks?
Well, not quite like that.
Okay.
But here's the thing, it was different because there were a few of us who actually had playing contracts and marketing contracts. So the marketing contract, it supplemented what we didn't make playing. So I was fortunate enough to be one of those players that had both.
Without saying you was that guy, you were that guy. You were that lady.
It was her.
Yeah, you was her. There we go. Yeah. Hermithy. Is that a hermit? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that part. I mean, come on. What didn't you do in your career? I mean, you accomplished so much from being a 4-time WNBA champion, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time WNBA MVP. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, what haven't you done? What didn't you do in your career? Any regrets? Like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have. Can't say get more buckets. You was an MVP.
No. You know what? I honestly said when I retired that I was ready to retire because there was no challenge left for me as far as playing. No, like.
I like that.
Don't do that.
Hey, I done it all.
No, but you know what? No, here's why I say that. Because as a competitor, and you know this, right? Like you always want to be the best.
Absolutely.
You want to be at the top of your game. So for me, to win 4 championships, to win MVPs, to win a scoring title, to win Defensive Player of the Year, to play in the Olympics, like I was ready for a new challenge, but also it got to a point to where it felt like a job. And so to me, I always said when I woke up every morning and dreaded having to go to the gym, then I knew it was time for me to retire.
Man, so that just sounds like the off season for me. I dread going to the gym. I'm like, dang, I'll probably put on 20.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like off season, you live hard, you get to travel well, drink good, eat good, and then you look down, you're like, this gut does not represent who I am. Then you got to work it off.
I'm still in my off season. You know what I said?
I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that foolishness.
But as a competitor, and especially when you're at the top of your game and like being elite.
Yeah.
And every single day, twice a day in the off season, you're working out, you're in the gym, you're doing all the things to be at the top of your game. So I actually said when I retired, I was so excited to not have to go and work out every day, to not have to be on a special diet. I said for a year, I was going to do whatever I wanted to do. I was going to eat what I wanted to eat. I was going to drink what I wanted to drink. for a year. So many years later, I'm still eating what I want to eat. I'm drinking what I want to drink.
For a year's.
It's hard.
Years. Yeah, okay. You know, look, I don't know about that retirement life just yet, but I now understand the mentality.
I'm just telling you, it's hard.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be playing like pickleball for the rest of my life, so I'm not trying to hear it.
Really?
Hey,
Are you ready to retire?
Huh? Absolutely not. I said when.
I'm like,
2-3 years from now when Tyler Shuck is.
You still got some good years ahead of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, I got an amazing team.
Like you said, I am her. I'm saying you are him. Yeah.
Oh, so true, so true. So tell us what you up to now. I know like you used to work for Nike, and I was like, dang, when she come in, I gotta ask her for the Nike plug. But you know what you up to now?
Somebody who knows somebody. For me, just being able to continue to be around the game and mentor these young ladies, I love where the W is today. It's in a space where so many of us, when the league started in '97,
yeah,
we wanted to see where it is right now, but didn't know if we would. The fact that we now have not just female basketball players, but we have female athletes who are signing $1 million endorsement deals.
True.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, because I don't think any of us ever thought we would see that day. So other than that, I have a couple of podcasts. I have my own podcast that we will actually be here.
Plug it.
On the Dick's Sporting Goods stage tomorrow. It's called Levels to This.
Oh, we love a good levels, because there's levels to everything.
Because it's levels to the stuff. I won't say the other word.
It's
levels to the stuff.
Absolutely.
That we go through.
You're also a commentator for the Athletes United or
Athletes Unlimited,
women's basketball league,
which I enjoy doing. There's just so much talent out there right now, and unfortunately, the W doesn't have not only enough teams, but doesn't have enough roster spots. So I love the fact that Athletes Unlimited, it's another pro league. It gives women an opportunity to stay here and play.
Right.
You have Unrival, which gives women another opportunity to stay here and play and to make some money. Like, I love everything about where women's sports is headed right now.
Absolutely. I'll say you see girls get drafted. If they're not in the first round, you're able to get cut like immediately, which is wild because, again, you know, football, normally there's a development program. The first, second, third, fourth round, you're normally safe. Women, it's get it now. It's get it
crazy.
now. Can you contend now?
And, to be honest with you, sometimes some of those that go in the first round
get gone.
Yes, yes, there aren't enough teams, there aren't enough roster spots, but I also don't think people truly understand the talent level that's in the W. Like, they're not just out there kind of going through the motions, like they are competing. And it's very different going from college to the pros because now it's a job. Right? So you have these women coming in from college that are trying to come and get your job.
For sure.
And so
trades that happen, you know.
Yeah.
See my girl Sophie Cunningham go from the Mercury, now she's over Indiana. We pick up Satosa Bali, so I'm not like, you know, I'm
It was the free agency, the moves, all the things that happened this offseason in the WNBA.
It keeps you invested.
It was interesting. I would say that it was some very interesting moves that happened in the WNBA this offseason.
That part. Just that being said, focusing on basketball again, just thinking about 2 years ago, we started implementing the Commissioner's Cup, right?
Yeah.
How does that even work? Like I clearly don't understand. You've got a finals, but you got an in-season finals.
Well,
like explain, like as football, I'm like okay, they need something to play with because there's 82 games, or for the WBA there's a little less, but you have an in-season playoff for a playoff to come up.
In-season tournament.
There we go.
So I actually believe the W started the Commissioner's Cup before the NBA started their in-season tournament. So I think the NBA looked at the Commissioner's Cup and said, "Oh, they may have something here, so let's try it."
Right.
It is different from what the men are doing, but what I love about it is, we don't play as many games, but they're still playing for a bag.
Right.
Like, you put some money on the line, they are going to compete and play hard.
Absolutely.
And what I love about this year is you have Minnesota, who's going to try and defend their Commissioner's Cup title, playing against a new team in the finals, the Indiana Fever.
And I'll just be rooting for Nafisa the whole way. I'm like,
Are you a Fee fan?
Come on, man. Nafisa's
Yeah,
like that.
If I got to vote and I had to vote today,
It's her.
Fee is by far the MVP right now.
I don't know her enough to call her Fee, so she's Nafisa to me.
Huh?
But yeah,
Okay,
Fee.
Nafisa,
Yeah,
excuse me.
absolutely.
Nafisa is MVP right now.
Man, absolutely. I'll say Minnesota Lynx. That's just so great that they're sort of back in the revolution too. I mean, back in 2011 when I got drafted, I can vividly remember being in Bristol and seeing the WNBA draft and Maya Moore being drafted that year, right?
Yeah.
15 years later, crazy. But they're back in contention. You know, it's just a full circle situation where the winner of the Commissioner's Cup gets $500,000. Plus,
Yeah, they split it.
okay,
Yeah.
I saw that number. I said, is that for every player? I said, man,
No,
that's-
they ain't got that kind of money.
okay, cool. Realistic.
But for 11 players to split
yeah,
500K,
45, 50.
I ain't good at math.
Yeah,
Somebody tell me how much.
48,000, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
Plus another 5 bands in cryptocurrency, which could boom. I'm not going to tell you to go get some Bitcoin, but it could boom.
Better go get your Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. We're not here to push that right now. Think about just what we're talking about. Who won the? I'll say in-season tournament really doesn't lead to who's going to win the championship though. NBA, we had Milwaukee win the in-season championship, and they're not even.
No.
So it's not indicative of what is coming up. I think Lakers won the in-season championship, and we know they didn't make it. Sorry, I'm a Laker hater for any fans out there.
You don't see no Laker fans right here.
Yeah. We're in New York. We should be safe because I'm a Laker hater for sure.
I'm like, I don't see any Laker fans right here.
Yeah, when you said the WNBA was going through a movement, what did you mean by that? When you say you're heading in the right direction?
I'm sorry, I had to acknowledge her T-shirt because I love that.
Swoopes,
Don't know where you
there
got
it
it, but
is.
I do. I like that.
Shaka,
I'm sorry.
laka.
Go ahead.
Earlier you said WNBA was going through a movement, and you liked where it was headed. When you said movement, what did you mean by that, per se?
Well, I mean, listen, when the league
expansion of the
started,
teams.
so I keep up with how old the league is because my son will be 28 in June.
Okay.
So when I gave birth to my son, it was the first game in the WNBA. And like I tell people this all the time, the talent has always been good. The difference today is there are way more eyes on the league, way more fans in the league. Just the competitiveness that these ladies are showing every single game, day in, day out. I think when I say it's not a moment, it's a movement. Like people are actually excited to watch and tune into the WNBA. Anytime you have CNN, First Take, any of those leading off with something that has to do with the WNBA,
Yeah.
a lot of people would say then we've made it. And I say, unfortunately,
Right.
it takes things like that for people to talk about the WNBA, for people to say, oh, let me tune in, let me check it out. But I will say this, I love everything about where the game is, where it's headed. I love the competitiveness. I love the physicality of the game. Like, that's a whole different conversation we can have. Like, being physical in the WNBA is nothing new. Like, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
My question is, why is it okay for the men to be physical, but it's not okay for the women to be physical?
I don't know. Look, I've been watching games as far back as like Brittany Griner's rookie
Yeah.
year. I almost said freshman year. I said that doesn't make enough sense. But you know, like she's always been physical to play with. So I don't know. Our Mercury basketball, we don't play that. We play physical out there.
You're who?
Mercury.
What, you talking about today's Mercury?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
before Mercury.
Right now. Right
No,
now.
because both of them do.
Yeah.
Y'all have AT on your team now. Y'all play physical.
Absolutely. Then we had DT on the team too, like Diana Taurasi.
Who plays physical?
Absolutely.
But I would say this, I don't know if people, and I'll say like the new fans, I don't know if people truly understand the difference though in being physical
Yeah.
and being dirty. Because it's different.
It's a fine line.
agree?
There is a difference, but there's a fine line. You think about Detroit Pistons bad boys back in the Gap. I'm going to let you label them what they were.
They were dirty.
Yeah, thank you. All right, cool. Yeah, as long as you said it. I got people out there that always ride from like, man, you used to be physical. I was like, that was beyond.
Physical, but they were also looking.
Exactly. All right, perfect. I'm gonna transition and cut to some fan questions. New use coming in. Put it out on my IG. IG has a couple responses, so I only have a couple questions for you from the fans.
Knock them out.
Not mine, from the fans.
Let's see.
What memory do you go back to most from your playing days when you need to pick me up? I used to be a bucket.
Oh, no. When I need to pick me up?
Yeah. I crossed over.
No, for me, like the fact that with Houston, we won the very first 4 championships, like in a row. I don't care what sport it is, male, female, like that's hard to do. It's hard to win 1 championship, let alone back to back, and then 3 in a row. So when I go back and I think about my playing days, I absolutely have to think about what we were able to do the first 4 years in the WNBA and winning 4 championships.
I love that. Because you still wear your wedding ring. The moment I win a Super Bowl with the Saints, the wedding ring goes and that replaces it. And I'm married. But you got to watch my ring, though. Like, I can't. Oh, my God.
You get the rings to go on different fingers.
All right, so I just need to start off with one. I don't know about multiple fingers. Come on, Spencer Rattler. Come on, Tyler Shuck. We can do it. Looking back, how surreal does it feel to be in the position you're in now? A legend, Hall of Famer, multiple championship winner.
No, I'm very blessed. I will tell you that. I don't know if I ever thought basketball would change my life, right? I never set out playing the game to be a legend per se. I played the game because I loved it. There was something about me and a basketball, and it didn't have to have anyone else on the court. I just really enjoyed what I was able to do with a basketball. I will say to sit here today and watch the game and watch the amazing, incredible talent that continues to come through the league. I'm honored. I'm honored that a lot of these players still, reach out to me and they want to talk to me. And Asia a couple of years ago was like, tell me, how did you do it? How did you repeat? It's just a great feeling to know that you're appreciated for what you gave to the game, and the fans continue to appreciate you for that. Don't get me wrong, there are some who are like, who? What? They're just haters. You winning a championship at every level, high school, national championship at Texas Tech, multiple championships in the WNBA. That competitive drive, has that always been there where you was always the first in line, standing at the front, yeah, I'll beat you here? You have, tell me how you got your competitive drive, how you got that, I need it. I grew up with I have 2 older brothers and a younger brother. So I was the only girl and I got beat up all the time. And, the only way my mom would let me go do stuff is if I was going to do it with my brothers. But I think for me, it was just something that at a very young age was instilled in me, and watching my brothers, but also watching my mom. My mom played softball, but I always wanted to be the best, whatever I was doing. And I was never okay with just being okay. So I always thought there was somebody somewhere in this world that was working a little bit harder than me. And that never sat right with me, because I wanted to be the absolute best at everything I did.
I hear that part. That's why I enjoy those dog days of training.
Yeah,
when you
right?
You got nothing left, and you're you know what? There's probably some little NIL talented kid out there grinding right now, trying to get a bigger bag. I'm gonna hit this last extra sprint.
NIL very different today.
Yeah. I'm clearly laughing at that part because they don't get it like we used to. I'm not gonna lie to you. NIL has made the game softer, and I'm here for it. I'm like, you got a little adversity. Oh, you're hurting. You're gonna transfer. Cool. No, I stuck mine out. I grind
about that.
I love it. Pay the players now. They just pay them what they owe. I hate that I had to struggle through college and become a bouncer, become a peer advisor. There was other jobs. If I could have just focused on football, I would have loved it. But at the same time, it also defined what I felt like I needed.
But do you think, because I love it too, to a certain degree, do you think it's changed the game? Like
No, because there's always been, you've always had teammates that did it for the love of the money. Or the love of the adulation.
Under the table.
The adulation, the adoration, the statistics of it all. They drop statistics long before they drop, hey, I'm actually a good team player. Like, man, I dropped 20. Oh, man, I scored 4 touchdowns. But they don't say, hey, like, I made my teammates better. Or they always like, oh, man, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I went for 2 tutties, whatever it is. I was like, I got this contract coming up. You can feel the money grabbers, the attention grabbers. But I want real football players. And NIL sort of like weans that out. It shows you who you are. At 18, 19, 20, you give a kid, I'm not going to put numbers on it, but you see the numbers they're getting. You give a kid like that, it shows me if you're willing to work or you're working for the money. If you're working for the money, take it and go. Weed them out now. But if you're here for the game, the money is cool. I love that I can take care of my mom. I love that I can take care of my family. That's great. But I'm here because I want to be here. I'm here because I feel like I can be the best, and I want to be the best. And to be the best, I don't need bread. I appreciate the bread, so now I don't have to worry about feeding the fam. But I'm here for the sacks. I'm here for the wins. I'm here for making my teammates better and hoping that they want to be like me. Because if I'm out here running my derriere off, posterior off, if I'm grinding the way I am, I want you to see it and be like, dang, that's what he's doing to get to where he got. That's how he's an all-pro. Well, dang, if he's doing that, I can beat him. No, you can't. And if you can, come show me. And I still, like, I have that. Like, I need that. And I'm trying to instill that in the next wave of kids. You don't see it like that. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm getting it, big dog.
But you're talking about as a professional.
Yeah.
But to me, when I think about NIL, right, and it might be a little different on the women's side, because now when it comes to recruiting, like one of the first questions is how much money you got.
I need my money.
Yeah. So that
But is that from the kids or the parents?
Oh, I think it's both. I definitely think it's the parents. It's like, no, you're gonna go over here because they're gonna pay you $500,000 more than this school, and they don't care about playing time. Is it a good fit for you? Are you a good fit for them? How is the coaching staff? I honestly do think the NIL situation, it has changed the collegiate game.
Oh, yeah. There's no, they're pro-ams. I mean, they're really pros. They're getting paid to produce.
So how excited?
Go Bears. Oh yeah.
So how excited do you think it makes the players who are making all this money in college, now they're going pro, right?
Taking a pay cut sometimes.
Yeah. Especially on the women's side.
I'll say for sure. Like, I remember a prominent, collegiate player like, nah, I'm gonna stay here another year.
No doubt.
Like, I don't need to go to WNBA. I'm making,
No doubt.
I was like, good for you. Make all the money you can, I guess. For me, I had dreams of going to the league. Like, I was like, yo, I want to be in the NFL. I want to be able to, like, hey, I made it. But my dad also played in the NFL, so I had NFL hopes early. I saw somebody who did it and was like, yo, I'm outrunning him. I beat him when I was like 16. I was like, I'm a man. Granted, at 16, my dad was like 40 something, right? So I should be beating a 40-year-old. But I was like, yeah, it's my time. If he did this, I'm better than him now. I don't know if that's true, but that's what you get, that boost of confidence. And then from there, you're like, all right, well, who else can I beat? You get to college, you look at the number 1 defensive end or whoever your defensive player is, and you look at him like, all right, if that's number 1, I'm gunning for his spot. And you work your butt off to be number 1.
Yeah.
So, now I just assume they have the same characteristics, and if they don't, it shows up early.
No doubt.
You've always had takers. Like, you've always had kids that was like, even before NIL, there's always been money thrown around there at a peewee level. I know, look, there's people in Florida that's still probably betting on peewee games right now. I'm not gonna out city, but there's always gonna be bets being made.
Facts.
So, I mean, money's always been involved in sports. It's always going to be involved in almost any bet of life. I mean, you've seen all these betting sites. I want nothing to do with it right now because I'm still playing. But I'm like, oh, you can parlay? I learned what a parlay was this year because I want zero to do with it. I still don't know what odds are.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the odds of you doing what you're doing, that's completely different. Like, you had everything stacked against you, and yet when you came out, everybody was like, she could really play an NBA. Sheryl Swoopes is like that. You played a one-on-one game with Michael Jordan. I still want to talk about it. Like,
No, he played a one-on-one game with me.
oh, continue. And that's why she's her. Okay.
No.
Let me know you won.
Michael Jordan was my role model growing up. Let me say this. I do not think I could have played in the NBA.
Huh.
It's just, it's not to take anything away from like the game and the talent, but it's different. Like, men, y'all are just built different than we are. Like, you're naturally bigger, stronger, taller, all those things. Not more skilled, but all the other things you are.
Right.
But Michael Jordan for me was everything. Like, he is my GOAT. He will forever be my GOAT. But what I really appreciated about MJ was it didn't matter if you were his teammate or not.
Yeah.
What sport he was playing, like, he was coming for your neck. Just very competitive. And if you watch the documentary, you know, a lot of people were like, dang, I had no idea he was like that.
He was out there taking money from the little assistant security guard. So yeah.
Facts. You know, because Mike had the mentality.
So, does that mean y'all play for money? What y'all play for?
No, we ain't play for money.
Okay.
I ain't had no money to be playing Mike for money. So no.
Yeah.
We play for pride. We play for pride.
There we go.
But I left his mindset of, if you're not helping me, you're in the way, right? Like, I'm trying to go get a championship every single year, and whether that's a teammate or an opponent, you're in my way, and that was never okay. But for me to have an opportunity to meet him, oh gosh, that was many years ago, and play one-on-one with him is absolutely at the top of my, damn, I can't believe I did that.
You said he played with you, which, again, let me know you won. That's a bragging right there. You're like, yeah, run me that.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Dang,
debunked. He did try to dunk on me, though. I didn't let that happen.
Okay, cool.
I did not let that happen. That pride. No.
For pride.
I just grabbed him out of the air and just pulled him out of the air. Like, Mike, I love you and all.
I don't want to hurt you. Don't do this.
The pride thing. Pride would not let that happen.
All right. Did y'all at least do like a jersey swap? Like, what you walk away with?
I got his T-shirt.
There we go.
I got his one of his favorite North Carolina T-shirts.
Sign?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. He could have just like, fine.
No.
Sign that thing. That makes it personal.
It is Michael Jordan.
You said he's your GOAT.
It is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Who's your GOAT?
Huh? I'm sponsored by Jordan, so I will only have one answer. Thank you, Michael, for all the goods you've done for me over the years.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I will never say anything otherwise.
Right. Who's your second GOAT then?
Well, because I didn't get to watch 2-3 growing up. I watched 4-5 at the Wizards.
Oh.
So I saw the tail end. Like, I didn't. So his farewell game, I didn't see. Like, I saw Kobe's farewell game where he dropped 60, and I'm a Laker hater. And I was like,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I see LeBron at 40 still dunking on cats.
He is doing that.
Yeah, he's like 45 playing with his kid, like yamming on cats, and still one of the better guys on his team. Right, so I'm like,
I mean,
second place.
I'm not going to talk about the Lakers.
Yeah, second place is once LeBron leaves the Lakers, I'll say it's LeBron.
Okay.
I'm a Laker hater, so I can't anoint the Lakers cat.
You got LeBron over Kobe.
Nash. I'm clearly a Suns fan. I'm jaded, and that's okay. Yeah, Chris Paul when he was with New Orleans.
LeBron over Kobe.
Yeah, for sure. For impact alone, nobody has ever had more hype around and delivered more. Like, normally when you're a number one overall pick, you're like, yo, he's going to be a consensus Hall of Famer. But we've been saying that about LeBron since he was like 14. And everything that we was like, he's going to win a championship in Cleveland. And sure, he didn't do it the first time, but he rounded back. Yeah. Hey, you know what I got for you? This dub.
Yeah.
And so, like, once he leaves the Lakers, I'll be back on he's the second greatest of all time, and we can argue years and years around once he finishes in the GOAT conversation. He can't be a GOAT because he hasn't finished yet. Once we finish.
Oh my God! Can you say that again?
Like, he's still current. So, like, once he finishes and then he's like established, we know the whole story of the legacy. We'll talk about it.
That's what I think. I think we use the term GOAT way too.
Oh, we throw that out easy.
Like, everybody's a GOAT nowadays.
And generational talent.
That part.
the bane of the crux of my bane. Like just.
Yeah, like
Don't throw
like
generational out there. Generational is once every generation, once every 20 to 30, like a cycle. Like 15 to 20 years, you can be generational. But we throw that out there a lot.
all the time. And my thing is, you can be a really good player, but if you're, to your point, if you're still playing the game, I don't know how you can be the GOAT.
Right. Greatest of all time currently. The C is silent. Oh, man.
GOATC, the C is silent. That was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think this is a great time. I thought about this. I was looking at your shoes, looking at my shoes, but you used to have your own signature shoe.
I did.
Air Swoopes.
I did.
Swoop.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey.
What does that feel like? I ain't even had my own colorway before. I've got like Jordan cleat PEs, but PEs are not your own cleat. It's on a 1. It's on a 12. It's on a.
But people don't understand that. Like when you talk about signature shoes and having your own shoe, that means it's your shoe with your name. So at the time when I got my shoe, it was Michael Jordan and Sheryl Swoopes.
Indeed.
And I don't know, it was like a surreal moment for me because I never, like growing up, I never said someday I'll have my own shoe. That wasn't something that was on my bucket list or something that I wrote down. But I have to say, not only being the first female WNBA basketball player to have a signature shoe, but to be the first black female, there's something special about that. And now, 30 years later, we have the second black woman in Asia Wilson.
Yes, sir.
And her A1s. For me to still be around to see it, and to me what makes this so special and different is it's not just a shoe. Like Asia has an entire line. She has the flip-flops, she has the leggings, the shorts, the hoodies, the t-shirts, all the things. Yeah. She has the amazing commercial. I just love to see how far the game has come, how far it's grown, and the fact that the shoe is made big enough for men to be able to wear it. When Nike did my shoe back in 1997, they only made it up to a women's size 11, so men couldn't wear the shoe. But it was just such an incredible moment and a special moment for Nike to do something out of the box that had never been done before. And now to see how far we've come with so many females now having their own signature shoe, not a PE, but their own signature shoe.
Right.
Like the growth of the game, we're just in a good place.
I'll say it's sellout crowds now. It's a fun time. I remember going to games when I was younger. It wasn't like that. And now that I can bring the whole fam in, now it's very family friendly to be a bean. Don't do this. We'll talk about this later. But that's okay. Like it's very family. Like they want families to be there now. They want the game to be more integrally like inclusive of like, oh, these girls are getting it, and let's highlight these women. And now, I mean, probably like prominent social media has helped in a large way.
Sure.
Oh, for sure. But it's also just like now your actual players. Like we could talk about multiple players instead of like, oh, I know Sheryl. I know who else? Yeah. I know like there's like instead of a marquee player, now you know a team.
Well, it's everything from social media, so fans feel like they have a connection with you. Like fans feel like I know who you are through social media. But then it's also you bring your fan base from college, so they're going to follow you. But to me, one of the biggest differences besides social media is the games are now on television. They're in places where you can find them easily. Like back in the day when I played, we were on Lifetime. Don't laugh.
Okay, I didn't mean
Don't
to.
laugh.
Lifetime is
Do you
crazy.
even know what Lifetime is?
Absolutely. They used to like.
Who said shout out to Lifetime? Yes, ma'am.
I got a grandma.
Ma'am.
We used to stay on Lifetime. That was all where all her movies came on. Lifetime or Hallmark Originals. Like that was that era.
Listen, and I'm like, we went from Lifetime to ESPN, ABC, ESPN2, Now we are on Ion,
Right.
so you can get some. You can get your Chicago PD, and then you can go watch some WNBA.
See, that's fine. Look, but that's how much the game has evolved. I mean, speaking of evolution and just reactions to that, new question could be hot incoming. I love doing this live because I need to know, what do you think about this picture coming up? Look up behind you.
I don't even know if I want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Check it out. I need it. Come on. Martin. I'm just saying, how do we feel about
do
that?
I want to look at this picture?
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, the nostalgia.
Wow.
Nostalgia. Don Staley,
That was
South Carolina
right
head coach.
before or after the '96 Olympics.
Just obtaining another gold. Hanging out with Martin.
It was a fun time. I will tell you that much. It was a fun time
The
to be able to
height
go
of that.
hang out on, and they still show it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who said that? You see it? Huh?
That's what I'm saying. You was on Martin, man. Like in the '90s, that is peak.
Wow.
That's elite.
Wow.
That's legendary. Yeah. You didn't think you see that today, huh?
No.
How did
I
it make
did
you
not.
feel? What,
I did
like,
not.
Do you remember that one?
It took me back a little bit. I every time I see different pictures, the
Yeah.
first thing I look at is my hairstyle, and I'm like, what was I thinking in that picture? But that hairstyle's all right.
Yeah, he was cool.
That one was
What you-
okay.
what you-
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to look. I was like, oh, what picture is this gonna be?
Yeah, fine. That's back in the gap. Yeah, I see what you was doing.
I like your hair, by the way.
I appreciate it. I hate it, but
Yeah.
like,
You hate it?
You don't have to love every hairstyle you do. I was like, I was on the other cusp of cutting it off, and I was like, you know what? I was
Why do you
watching.
hate
I was like 3 episodes into House of Dragons, and Corliss Valerian came through, and I was like, hell yeah, brother. I was like, how do we do that? And I was like, I don't. So I went to the wifey. I was like, you got a hairdresser, right? And she was like, yeah. I was like, let me do that. And so we bleached it, and then I was like, I don't like this. And then we went platinum. She's like, you want to do it? I was like, platinum silver. I was like, come on, I want to ride a dragon.
You're funny.
I appreciate that.
You're funny. That was hilarious, but it looks good on you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. So when you talk about you didn't like your hairstyle with Martin, I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm here. So like, can we bring back the picture? If we bring back this picture, you tell me what I missed on this hairstyle. What you mean? You was glowing. Unless Martin roasted you, did like he roast you for this or like?
I said that one was okay.
Okay.
But there are some pictures out there that.
Didn't.
Nah, I don't
All right,
know
so,
what I was thinking.
So that episode, you had your girls with you. There's Martin.
Yeah.
Martin roasted everybody back in the gap. Did you roast him? Did he roast you? Do you remember the episode? Was there a good dinner after?
No, we hung out. We
Okay.
had a good time. That's all I'll say.
Wow, he was in.
We had a good time.
Was it actually shot in Detroit or was that shot in L.A.? Like where?
This?
Yeah.
It was shot in L.A.
Okay.
Yeah, we just hung out.
Went to.
We actually hung out at his house, like all of us. We had a good time.
Okay.
I'll tell you the funniest part about shooting this was, and if any of you have seen the episode, so like Cole
Yeah.
completely went off script when he was guarding me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you remember that part.
Y'all was up top at the.
No, he actually licked me in my ear. And nowhere was that.
In the script.
no,
Yeah, I don't think
nowhere.
anybody be like, and scene lick Sheryl Swoopes. Yeah.
Like he really did.
Instead of a Lance Stevenson blow, he was like, wow, it's tough.
He literally licked me in my ear and was talking to me. And I was like,
Switch, give me Martin.
oh, I said, boy, if you don't stop. And they were like, oh, that's so good. Keep doing that. I was like, no, it's not.
Right.
It's in my ear. It was a lot of fun with Cole and Tommy and Martin and
Tommy, who
Gina.
we still don't know who. Yeah, I'll say rest in peace, Tommy. But we still don't know if he ever had a job. Yeah, like we. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I get it.
He didn't. They said he didn't. He didn't have a job.
He always had money though.
No. Facts.
He always had money. Yeah. All right.
Facts.
Well, shoot. Being in the Hall of Fame, I hope to one day get there. You got any advice
You'll
for,
get
while you were giving your Hall of Fame speech? Like,
What did you just say?
I said, do you have any advice on like the giving like a Hall of Fame speech, the grandeur of it all? Like, you've accomplished so much. I feel like I've accomplished a lot.
No, I think, the Hall of Fame is like it's the best of the best. It's not the women's, it's not it's the Hall of Fame. It's the best of the best. And even in preparation for my Hall of Fame speech, I had all of these incredible things that I wanted to say. And once I got up there, I realized that for me, it was going to mean more just coming from my heart. Like, it was just so many people along the way, not necessarily on the basketball court, but just so many people along the way who helped me get through life, right? Tough times, good times, who always held me down, always had my back. But for me, my Hall of Fame speech was really easy because my mom got diagnosed with colon cancer, and the doctor told her that she wouldn't be able to make the trip with me to the Hall of Fame. And she said, watch me. So I'm not going to cry. But that was the last trip that my mom went with me on before she passed. So it was just a full circle moment for me to have her sitting front row, knowing what she was dealing with. And my mom had always been my toughest critic, my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. So to be able to share that moment with her, which is the best moment ever, to share that moment with her and make sure she understood how important she was in my life and the role she played in my life in raising me to be the woman that I am. I really don't care what else I said in that speech, because that moment for me was very important.
Absolutely. Shout out to the moms out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mamas are amazing.
Right? The people that have always been in your corner, the friends, the family, that uplift you, the athletic trainers that took care of us when we were broken.
All of it.
All of it. The coaches, and even the coaches that didn't think they had an impact that actually did.
Even the coaches I didn't like.
I won't go that far. There's a coach I don't like, and I'm okay if he tripped and fell in a puddle. I wouldn't step on his head, but I wouldn't help him up. I'd probably add water to the side in a way. In a very excreant type of way. But
I probably had a couple that I felt that way about.
Yeah. But it's only one in my entire time. Who
was it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it when I retire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'll come to you and be like, this lover here tried me in so many different ways.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
I'm so going to hold you to that.
This has been nothing short of amazing. Also, by the way, she was inducted in the 2016 Hall of Fame class. Had guys like Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, Yao Ming, Allen Iverson. So, with a whole bunch of him, she was her.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I said then in 2016 that my class was the best class.
I like that. I think my draft class of 2011 was the best draft class ever.
You're supposed to think that.
I mean,
right?
it's validated.
Yeah,
it's validated.
You're supposed to think that.
But I appreciate you so much for stopping off. Off the Edge, the podcast with me, your host, Cam Jordan. This is Sheryl Swoopes. And Swoopes, y'all. Good Lord, you legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, man.